Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls and children of all ages, we are here for Weebs of the Ring, episode 52 of the SummerSlam 2024 coverage. The biggest party of the summer, the biggest party of the block party of your block in Cleveland, Ohio, the city of the Miz. So without further ado, we have a packed show tonight. It is the Roman Reigns. He came back for SummerSlam to help out Cody Rhodes, the champion. We also get the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour come to an end, question mark. But she leaves not alone. She came alone, but left with Dirty Dom Dom. Is Rhea and Dom done for finish? We will find out this Monday Night Raw. We also get the LA Knight finally deserved his damn champion. Yeah. So we finally get the shortest title match of the night. It is Bron Breakker getting his Intercontinental title from Sami Zayn. And we get another and new champion of Nia Jax versus Bayley for the women's title. And we finally have a 1-0 against Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. And like we spoke, the last one, it finally happened. The Judgment Day imploded. They were finished. They're done. We'll see the aftermath this Friday that we have the new leader of the Judgment Day, Carlitos. Sorry, guys, I'm totally joking. We have Damian Priest losing because of Finn Balor, because it was all a plan along with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio back. That isn't there. We will talk about it because Gunther finally became champion. Are you upset? Are you sad? Then that Solo Sikoa did not fucking win? Well, if you were sad, let's talk about it. Because without further ado, it is episode 52 of Weebs of the Ring podcast. So without further, let's get cracking.
Cracking like an egg. Oh, I hope you guys like eggs. I hope you guys like breakfast because it is almost the morning. It is 11:57 here on the East Coast, and it's probably other times for wherever you guys are at in the world. But hopefully you had a great night. I know I had a great night. Sounds like Vash had a great night, but yeah, we had the Summer Slams. It was probably, in a lot of people's opinion, one of the best Summer Slams we've had in quite a while. Yeah, but you know, we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about all that, but just want to welcome everybody into the chat, into the comments. If you're watching the VOD of this as well, if you're a returning person, hey, welcome back. I'm glad you came back and all that. But if you're a new person, well, just who exactly are we? Well, again, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, tonight we are a duo of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience exclusive to all nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience like none other. Brought to you, of course, by AniMa We Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. And just like last night, it is the two of us. Drop is on his lovely vacation to his lake house with his dog and girlfriend and family and all that. So hopefully he is having a good time. And yeah, I am joined as always by the legend himself, Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight? And how was your SummerSlam experience this year?
Man, I'm the visionary legend D Vash. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming and joining us on the SummerSlam coverage, our first coverage of this PLE. It was great to see. A big shout out to a guy named JD from New York. I saw his tweet that it's been 13 or 11 years of him doing coverage of SummerSlam. So a big shout out to somebody who's been in a long game for doing this and knowing of how much it means something for you to do the coverage for. So this is a great first experience to cover it. Also a first time experience. Like you asked, how was it? It was amazing because I got to watch it with wifey and get to experience her be happy about Roman Reigns being back. Her looking at me like, oh, who's she coming? Who is he coming to help? And she even pointed for the ones. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna join you in that
As
as
she
well.
should.
The ones, yeah, for him, the OTC, the original tribal chief. So that was dope to see. Us also watching the match with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk with Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
I was very invested in that match. I was hooked to my screen watching what was going on, so I was very happy about that. Additionally, it was great to see the match between LA Knight and Logan Paul. I was very impressed. The match was truly something I didn't expect. Logan Paul did some moves that I was very like, that's some dope shit. I don't like you, but dope shit. So it was
Yeah.
dope to see that with wifey. The entrance, and I love how this was 7 matches within 4 hours, and now it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to anybody why there was a pre-show for 3 hours, because all of the video package was mostly on the pre-show. Of course, they did the little small 5 or so minutes in the actual show itself, but it was way shorter compared to Money in the Bank, where Money in the Bank it felt like over saturated with video packages
Mm-hmm.
and trying to explain the match. So this was really dope. And I know we're not going to really talk about it in the rundown, since I'll bring it up here. Jelly Roll, that was amazing. I'm glad that he had the opportunity with the steel chair with Austin Theory
Oh.
and with Grayson Waller, Austin Truth being the host, which I was totally unaware of until earlier
Mm-hmm.
in the pre-show and until the night of. It had to be reminded of. I was like, oh, I forgot that was a host. But I love to see that without them having the titles, there's still an importance to the show itself.
Right. Yeah, they had announced on Monday night that
Uh,
Miz was going to be hosting. So, yeah, that I think that's probably why you didn't hear that until tonight. So, that's kind of cool that you got to find out tonight though.
Yeah,
Like,
it was dope to see that. I was really impressed, and it was really cool just to see that with Jelly Roll and having all that altercation happen with MGK. We
mhm.
did we did speak about it in our SummerSlam channel in our Discord, saying that it would have been a great opportunity for Eminem to show up in this opportunity, but
Oh
sadly it
yeah.
didn't happen. It would have add more of a like the surprises in SummerSlam. I felt like if
Hmm.
they did do a good job in delivering. I felt like it could have been
Yeah.
done slightly more, but I was very impressed overall.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, like overall, I think the night was really good and all that. And yeah, I mean, we'll break down some of these matches here in just a second, everybody. But I did catch a little bit of the pre-show, not a lot of it. I just kind of had it on in the background. But like what I was hearing from it and what was going on in it, it was kind of good. It was nice. Like we had done they had aired this interview that Michael Cole did with CM Punk. Like they broke that up in like
Yeah,
2 parts and all that. Like you said, they had played some of the video packages and all that, and they also did like a bunch of backstage interviews, which I think is just them trying to like again be more sports, like kind
it
of
is.
adding the sports element with it.
I want to add about that since
Hmm.
the graphics they had for tonight,
Oh yeah.
showing the weight and showing the height, showing their stats or what's their resume in the past couple months, and that was really beautiful to
Hmm.
see. Like I felt this production. Even my girl says like, "Oh my god, the production of this looks really good," and it threw me off because I'm like, isn't that my line? Like, ain't I supposed to be
Yeah.
saying this or noticing this? Like, this is my industry. What you talking about? But it was
It's
really
like,
nice to.
wait, hold on. That's my wheelhouse. Why are you talk? Wait, and then I can just imagine like inside Vash is just like, I'm falling in love with you even more now.
I
I didn't
was,
think that was possible.
I was. It was adorable just to see that, like, just her even as a fan, seeing the difference
Hmm.
in the upscale, the production of a PIE, showing the difference of what a premium live event is compared to a pay per view. Like, why Triple H tries to speak about the numbers, speaking what they're projecting, talking about why they're in the stadium. Even Cody Rhodes even said thank you to the fans and to the press and to the people
Hmm.
out there, that they wouldn't be able to do this without the fans of them filling out 51,000 plus people in a Cleveland,
Yeah.
Ohio stadium. So that is a beautiful opportunity of what they did. Not many people could do that. So for them to produce that many people in a stadium like that, like that's a clap on your back for Triple H in his booking. Even though the stuff we're gonna talk about, I'm not gonna agree as a fan, as a critic, and understanding storytelling. I'm gonna be biased, and I totally understand. But as a fan, I'm gonna be like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, I can definitely tell. There were a few things that because like I was talking to my other group chat too about this stuff going on, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I can see your points with why you would feel that way, but like, I think bigger picture wise, a lot of things tonight made sense. But you know what? Let's kind of stop. Let's stop dancing all over it. Let's stop like tiptoeing around through these things. We got a 7 match card, which you kind of started hinting at this too. It's like we had 7 matches tonight, a 4 hour event, and yet I don't know about you, but it didn't feel like a 4 hour event. Like it sped by, and nothing really felt like it was dragging too much.
Exactly. Like
Everything was paced well.
exactly. Like as much as I could say the Brown Breaker one was short, 10 minutes, and I know we're gonna talk about it
Yeah.
because even though we can't really do much, but what we could express about it is the story aspect, what it adds, what has built up for Money in the Bank, and them. Like you even added the aspect of the entertainment, sports analytic aspect because even during the
Hmm.
pre-show Jackie Redmond, something I'm unaware about. This girl loves numbers. This girl loves to speak about the analytics and the stats of
Oh
these
yeah.
SummerSlams, saying that 16 times the Intercontinental Champion has been changed in this, and also I think 15 times the world title has been changed in SummerSlam. And guess
Hmm.
what? Two of those has changed up plus one. So it shows that these
Yeah.
stats and numbers are important and why they make these type of decisions compared to the booking, compared to the arena, compared to the area. All these things are factors. So I love that they explain the numbers and the analytics aspect to us, the fans and the audience, to know that we're not just a storyteller, we're also like a booking aspect. We're like trying to tell you a reasoning with our story with the sports side as well. So I love that it shows more of the importance of the round table, why they have that 3 hour piece show. Like it feels like an ESPN show I'm watching, which is a good comparison.
Hmm.
I hope the fans also understand it without criticizing. Like, why the fuck do we have a 3 hour pre-show? Like, maybe you watch it so you can understand why we have it. Like us expressing it.
Hmm.
Like, I didn't watch the full 3 hour shit. I was prepping dinner and eating lunch, and
Oh
at the
yeah.
same time, I was still paying attention. Out of 3 hours, maybe I watch 2 hours fully here and there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's the most important thing with the pre-show stuff is like it's kind of just background noise as you're getting ready for the event and all that. So
And
it was fine. It's whatever.
and to add one last thing about the pre-show before we get to
Yeah.
our main event is the pre-show is not for everyone like you or me. It's more people that are like my girl or people that are not able to watch it
Hmm.
week to week, or if they miss a week, or if they didn't get to see the full story, or if they didn't get to check out the playlist of Real and Live or what's been going on the past 2 years. So for my
Yeah.
girl that she was watching the pre-show as well with me, she was invested to catch up to what she has missed because my girl is in school during her finals, so she doesn't have time to watch Raw and SmackDown week to week or watch our show itself. So the best thing what
Yeah.
my wife could do is see these video packages, see the pre-show, hear the story, hear the status. So all these things are such an important factor.
Exactly. So, yeah, like you said, let's go ahead and dive in. We're done with that pre-show stuff. We're not going to sit here and have a 3 hour pre-show of our own. Nah, we're going to have our own main event. We're going to have our own main card here. We are going to start off, of course, as the night started off with our women's world title match. We had Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley, and looking at the card, I was kind of thinking, how do we start this night? Like what match do we start with? And honestly, this was probably the best way to do it, because it kind of tied in with, especially what we see later on in the other world title match. Um, just like this the story of the Judgment Day, because it's like they're basically the main characters on Raw. They're the main storylines. They're like the main people going forward with a story, and they're the main through line of Raw. So of course, let's start our night with the women's world title match, which this match started off pretty fun. Like I don't know. I had a really good time with this match. Like it had some crazy fun spots. Just from like the beginning, from like Liv running away to Rhea. I thought she actually dislocated her shoulder.
It's
Um,
hard to tell
I
a
guess
few
she didn't.
times. It's hard to tell a few times. Like the start of the match, I do want to say is, um, people could tell what I have in the back of my screen. I do want to say fuck Dom, but also Dom is like the current version of our boy Eddie Guerrero in the best way, because he literally has a mommy left the mommy for a chicken nugget PlayStation, helping beat the dad and pin him once out of 3 times you have won. So it's like, instead of having a gothic mommy, you chose the one that has been buying you stuff and treating you with love and attention, and also takes you
Mhm.
to a hotel. So at the end of the day, cool, but Dom, I hope there's no this is gonna come back and bite you. I'm really curious to see
Oh
in
yeah.
what way. How are we gonna do this when it comes to Rhea affecting Liv and Dom's story now? But when it comes to the start of the match, we got the first introduction to the ref cam. We heard the rumors of this
That's
happening,
right.
and the ref cam got introduced. We saw it one time during this match compared to another match later on in the night where we saw it like 3 or 4 times, I believe. So,
Yeah.
how did you see it for the first time when we saw a little close up when he went down to the ground to the two ladies? What do you think of the ref cam so far? To me, it was okay.
Um, Honestly, I'm probably gonna have more thoughts about it later because of what that referee did with the ref cam. Um, I think it's an interesting concept. I think there's still a little bit more room to improve upon it. But I think to start, the few shots that we got of the ref cam, it's fine. I mean, again, it's experimental. It's something new. Uh, they'll just have to kind of play around and mess around with it just a little bit more until they can figure out what they're going to do. Because, like, especially with this match, we only got like the one shot from the ref, like from their perspective, and it really wasn't too much. So, yeah, we'll just have to kind of see how they want to play around with that. I'm assuming they're going to just keep it for the PLEs, or at least like the big PLEs, because I couldn't imagine they would be doing this with like
Like,
Raw and
yeah,
SmackDown every week.
that'd be too much. And also, we even got
Hmm.
a Wingstop ad on the box now in the square box, and
Yeah,
a Simple Mobile, I think, ad in the other corner.
I think so. Yeah.
That one threw me off. The Wingstop. I wish they were black instead of the green logo, because it did stand out a bit. So I wish it was like the prime
Hmm.
one. So that's a quick side thing on that. Um, the in the beginning of the match, I'm glad what was going on between Rhea and Liv. It didn't last too long. What I mean by that is
Hmm.
that Liv kept running around the ring and
Oh
trying
yeah.
to run away from Rhea. I'm like, girl, do not do this. Oh, like a couple more times. This is gonna get stagnant. It's gonna get stale very
Yeah.
old and quick. However, I'm glad Rhea tricked her, like pretend to go down and then slide back in. It was very smooth. It was very thought out. So it kind of got her into like, alright, cool, and that made a lot of memes out there already going up from that one shot. That if anybody knows what I'm talking about,
Look, respectfully.
exactly, exactly.
That's all I'm
Um,
gonna say is just respectfully.
I
The,
would love to say that what Whawkins said earlier in the beginning of our conversation of this breakdown, it was interesting to tell or not if the shoulder was actually dislocated. A few times it felt like it was.
yeah.
The other few times it felt like girl was just like punching it more up. So it felt like
Hmm.
that, but even she did a great job, because look at us. You and me couldn't tell if it was actually dislocated or not. So it showed that she sold it very well, and they made
Well,
it for.
the weird part was just like the lump that was on her shoulder, because like even commentary pointed it out, just like, oh, there's like, look at that lump on her shoulder. I'm like, oh wait, that was the clue for me. Like, wait, is this legit? Like,
Exactly, because
but
um when we
yeah.
when we when we saw her hit her shoulder to the announce table, it looked like it went back in. So then that's why
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the lump no more. So I'm like, wait, so is this legit? Like, did she actually have it dislocated?
Yeah.
Overall,
Like,
if that actually happened, hey, all power to her. Because I know there was somebody else recently last year that had their shoulder dislocated in a match, and they had to pop it in as well.
I'd have to go back. My
Yeah,
memory's
I don't remember
escaping me
who it
from
was,
that.
but I remember in like somebody within last year they had their shoulder had to pop it back in
Yeah.
within the match. But overall, for Rhea to do that, that was amazing. I knew that Liv was gonna win by the end, but I was wondering how it would lead up to. I didn't expect for Dom to stop the chair, but I love how he said it. He didn't make it look like he was defending Liv.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, this is not how you should win your belt. Get back the belt you
Mm-hmm.
never lost. Get the belt you never lost." So I love how Dom said that. Also, it was interesting. Whawkins, did you know this other fact? I'm here to help you. Like Jackie Rimmon said, the last time that Rhea was pinned
Oh
was
yeah, this.
in May 2022 by Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And the first
And
time
guess who?
that who pinned her
Guess who
again,
pins her again?
Liv Morgan,
Yep.
in August of 2024. So 2 years later, in 3 months, she got pinned
Mm-hmm.
again by the same person.
Yeah, like that's kind of a crazy statistic when you think about it. Um, but yeah, man, like this again, this match was fun, and like you were saying, like with Dom stopping the initial chair shot, it's like that made sense because like not Liv, Rhea, she's emotional right now. She wants to destroy Liv Morgan right now, but part of that, she also needs to gain back her title, and for Dom to stop her and like reason with her like that, it's like, all right, that makes sense. And then like it was the moment that he slid the chair back in there, like he
When did
wasn't
he do
slick
that?
with
No,
that.
no lie, I didn't even realize that. Like,
Oh,
when the
really?
fuck did it happen?
So
I didn't know he
it
did
was
it right.
okay. It was after he took the chair from her, and then like he walked around, and I don't remember if Rhea did another move after that or not. Um, I think she was getting ready to set up for another move, but Dom like slid it in there and then went to the side of the ring to distract the ref. And I don't even think Rhea saw him like slide it in there either,
Same.
because she was kind of like balancing on the ropes a little bit, or like kind of leaning on the ropes. So I don't think she even saw him throw it in
Yeah,
there.
because
Uh,
when I saw the camera last time I saw the camera, Dominic was on the right side, and then somehow
mhm,
he appeared on the left side, and the chair was in the ring, and I'm like, when did that happen?
yeah,
So it happened so
yeah.
quick
Now
with Rhea
he like
being on the
walked
ropes.
around. Yeah,
He was so quick in it,
yep.
I didn't even see it happen. And then it was also, I don't know if anybody noticed it. There was also an interesting statistic that I don't think the announcers or the commentary brought it up. That Liv Morgan, her finisher, nobody has pinned out of it except tonight. Rhea Ripley was one of the first
Hmm.
people that came out of her finisher.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, usually in a big fight feel like this, you'll have some kick out, like finisher kickouts and all that. I do. I have mixed feelings about Liv's finisher though.
But
Like,
Oblivion is a
it's
nice
weird.
setup.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird, but it's a nice setup, and she's very cocky about it. But
Yeah.
guess what? It finally got broken that nobody has kicked out of a finisher in Oblivion, and now the first time that somebody did was Rhea Ripley, and but the second time she did not kick out, so it still works. Where she's like,
Mm.
nobody has lost to it, so kind of makes sense still. But
Well, the second time, was on the chair and all that, but it's like I think part of my issue with it is how the person sells the move,
yeah,
because like a lot of people don't really sell it too good, or like they kind of make it look very like a soft finisher and all that. I don't know. But I'm glad you kind of brought up commentary, because commentary were, I
oh,
mean,
they were
throughout the
great tonight.
night they were on
Though,
their A game.
big shout out to Corey
Like,
Graves, Pat McAfee, and Marco Cole.
well, like, yeah, especially in this match though. Like, I think it was Graves. He was just like, yeah, divorce rates tripled this week when Dom came to town. I'm like, dude, stop hyping this boy up. He is not. Do you see the caterpillar on his
He got the
face? Do you
Riz. He
see
got
that?
the Riz. He got a wife at home. He got the mommy at work, and he got the side chick at work. I feel like this man got it all
Oh,
under
guess what?
wraps.
He doesn't have the mommy anymore because
Well,
she is gone out
he
of his life.
he chose what he believes is right, even if he may be wrong. You may still believe you're
Yeah.
right when you're wrong.
Well, like, okay, because like you can kind of rationalize why Dom did this and why he's going with Liv. Because like when you look at how he entered the Judgment Day, it was all
Exactly.
because like Rhea was beating him up. She was treating him like shit. Even if he might have been into it, which hey, I'm not gonna kink shame anybody. So if he's into it, fine, cool, neat, great on you. But like, I mean, he was kind of treated like a slave almost, or
No,
well.
no,
Okay,
no.
you know what? Yeah,
Like
I'm
his
gonna say
bitch.
slave. Yeah, 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 exactly. Like
Look,
he was Rhea's bottom bitch.
I will say
So
this: when people need to say long-term broken, because remember what happened with Finn and Liv 2 years ago when it was against the Judgment Day,
oh yeah.
when Damian, Edge, and Rhea, they were the dominant ones back then. So now Rhea is getting her revenge of what she did to the locker room or what she did to Liv back then. Same thing
Hmm.
with Damian to Finn. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the same thing that happened with Dom. Dom around Rhea hasn't gotten a W. He lost his NXT title, but guess what? With Liv, he beat his deadbeat dad. Three
W. Yeah, there we
out of
go.
3 losses, he finally. I mean,
Yeah.
with 3 matches, he finally got one over him. So by the facts on paper, he's doing better with Liv. We want mommy.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wants mommy. But sometimes you gotta know when a toxic person is not helping you out for you to grow. You gotta find a different road and find where the sun shines. And right now,
Hmm.
Liv Morgan is the sun, and she's shining so bright like a diamond.
Yeah. And I mean, Michael Cole, I believe it was Michael Cole who like he put it perfectly that Dom is just a two-timing son of a bitch. And yeah, he is. But oh, also, I don't know if you got this too. They referenced the custody of Dominic ladder match.
Yes, they did. They did.
Graves, I love it. I love it how he's just like, look, man, he should have been with the other dad. His real dad was there. Like he should have been like taking more inspiration from him. Blah blah blah. Just like Michael Cole was kind of taken back. He's just like, look, I wasn't gonna mention it, but you're right. Like, oh my gosh! Again, commentary was just
It
on
was
their
well
A game
said.
tonight.
Riptide was beautiful to see once again.
Hmm.
Also, the brutality song to hear in a stadium once again. It was amazing to
Head is
hear.
itchy.
It was fucking
Yeah.
fantastic. I love it. Um, just to see Dom smile once the chair knocked on Oblivion and the camera caught him
Hmm.
smile and then he closed it back. I was like, oh, it's gonna walk away so Rhea don't know it was him. But then when Liv came out the ring,
Oh, he walked away. He walked
oh
away,
no,
all right.
he walked away. But I thought he was gonna go back to inside the locker room. Like I thought he was gonna go back in. I didn't know he was gonna still stay
Hmm.
there. So, but camera wise, he walked away. And then Liv came out of the ring, and then we had Dom come there, smooch, ready
Hmm.
to
Just
the
love the
camera, and she was like, "Yo, I'ma kiss you up, baby
exactly like
girl, and tell
he
you
locked it. He was
we're
like,
gonna." And I love what Michael Cole said. Like, did we forget that Dom just hated her for a while and ignored her? And I think it was Corey Graves like, have we been deceived this whole
oh,
time? And I was like,
okay, Cody.
ah, yes, Corey Graves, we've been
Hmm.
deceived. They've been lying to us on camera. They've been hiding their stuff. The hotel keys got caught by Finn. Everything's been a plan.
Hmm. Like, and that's the thing is like Dom really wasn't. He was doing a horrible job at hiding it, and I mean, I think the biggest just clue or the biggest like gotcha moment was Damian Priest like I want to say it was like a month ago. It was definitely a couple weeks ago, where he went up to Dom and was just like, "Hey, you talked to Rhea lately?" "Oh, well, no. I mean, she's wanting her space." "Oh, okay. Well, I talked to her." And like it was that moment where it's just like, oh yeah, that was everybody's biggest clue, because like everybody was just kind of speculating. Like there were some signs, but it's like, okay, there wasn't anything more concrete or like closer to concrete to really use to like go back on this theory, until Damian said that, where he's just like, I talked to Rhea and she's pissed. And I mean, if you thought Rhea was pissed when she came back, oh, what the faces she was making tonight. The anger, the frustration, the sadness of being betrayed like that. Cause that's the thing. She gave Dom another chance. She believed him. She was just like, look, I know it's not your fault fully. I get that, but you're still mine and all that stuff. Whatever they have as characters, great, awesome. Um, and there was something
Actually,
else I wanted to say about all this. Yeah.
oh no no. While you
Oh,
gather your
oh,
thoughts,
now I remember.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Go shoot it.
Okay. So, so I watch Cultaholic for like a lot of my wrestling news and like content stuff and all that. And so what they do with like the PLEs, whether it's WWE or AEW, they do this video. They have a video series called Nine Pitches, where the three of them come into a room, and each of them comes with like three pitches for the PLE, and they'll go around a circle, they'll say their pitches and all that, and the other two will be like, "Oh yeah, that was great," or "Boo, that was horrible." Boo 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 Dom boo. um but one of them, they had like this turn going and all that, and the end point was for Rhea, to have that Hell in a Cell match, but against Dominic.
I
So I'm just gonna
wouldn't mind
throw that
that.
out.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I was gonna mention earlier. I
Mhm,
would love that. But the question is, how will they execute that, and how will they make it feel believable or, safe and
mhm,
friendly in the aspect for the entertainment? Like, they have to deal with a lot of things to know where both of the superstars are safe in doing with this Hell in a Cell match. And Bad Blood is in October. So it's a perfect time
mhm.
to, set up. We can have another live match round two in the match in Berlin next month. And then we can have Bad Blood for October.
So I think in Berlin we won't get an actual like singles match. I think we're gonna get a mixed tag match. Yeah, yeah. Let
Dom
that
and
sink in a
Liv
bit.
and Rhea and who? Would it be
Well,
Damian?
not Dom, but Finn and Liv against
Oh,
Rhea and Damian.
I don't mind that. I would like that. That'd be a
Hmm.
good opportunity. That'd be
Yeah.
a nice tag match between them.
Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, but again, like Rhea is pissed. Like there
Oh,
is a
she's angry.
backstage video.
She was screaming,
Like there's,
walking away backstage. No, I think
hmm
back to the
like
road.
crying and all that. Yeah,
It it
yeah.
was
Like she was like in tears.
it was a good
It was
sell.
rough to look.
It was a good sell. The last thing that we should bring up is when it comes to the locker room after leading up that Damian
Yes.
Priest was pissed. He was hunting for
Hmm.
our boy Dirty Dominic Mysterio. He was hunting and he grabbed and said like, "Yo, Finn, did you know? You know?" I was like,
Hmm.
"Yo, Finn, like, nah, I didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Nah." I'm like, boy, you lying ass piece of shit.
Yeah. Because then he's just like, "Oh yeah, we'll go look for Dom." And it's just like, "Oh okay, you'll look for Dom, all right? Yeah, you'll look for Dom in catering. You'll look for Dom over by the concession stand. You'll look for Dom maybe in the bathroom while you're using it. You'll like they weren't looking for Dom. They
Nope.
just walked out and got a coffee.
Yep.
That's what they did. Oh
It
man,
was it was
and
a
like
great match
yeah."
overall.
It was a really good match, a solid start for the night, and you know I was on the fence with like Judgment Day actually breaking up tonight, but after they aired this backstage part with like Priest, angry and confronting Finn about all this, after they did that, I kind of sold myself on, okay, yeah, their Judgment Day's done tonight, which, okay, fine, fair, let them go their separate ways and all that. The story of the Judgment Day, I mean, it's still not over since, there is going to be like Finn's own version of the Judgment Day and all that going forward. But like, especially for like Damian and Rhea, like they've reached a level where they don't need to be in the group anymore.
Yeah,
So
like, and what's
yeah.
beautiful about this match, I want people to remember that they were chanting Liv and Rhea throughout the whole match. They was
Hmm.
going back and forth of who to vote for, who to chant for. So it showed that
Yeah.
even if you're the heel or the face of said match, you will still getting root for who to win. So I love that, and to show the confidence between the fan and the wrestler to know that even if Rhea did the upset to actually win their first match, or if Liv to
Hmm.
retain, and she actually got the love and the audience being behind her. So for me overall, I was interested by seeing the rundown of what the match was and what we got from here on forward.
Yeah.
It was well executed, and I was, you know what, this is perfect. From 7 o'clock to ten
Yeah.
o'clock, everything was well balanced. Everything had a good segment. The next match that we're about to break down is gonna be as long as it was, or short as it was.
Yeah, and trust me when I say our conversation about this first match probably longer than this next match was. But and really quickly before we move on to that, I do want to just at least give a shout out to Liv because like in the past like 2 years she has improved greatly,
Oh yes.
and I just wanted to just shout that out because she has become a much better not only in-ring talent but on the microphone as well. So she's got a big future ahead of her even beyond WWE.
I would like to add another flower on that. That Liv Morgan, you did amazing for this. You proved to the
Hmm.
audience. You proved that you did. You have the comedic chops. You have the entertainment aspect to run out of the ring, get back, look straight. People could talk
Yeah.
shit about how you speak or the slow mo, whatever. At the end of the day, I feel like you deliver. What matters is that you cannot please every single audience or fans that watches us or watches you. So at the end of the day, you've been doing great, and at the end of the day, you're putting effort, you are putting the hustle, and you are earning it. And that's what I love to see. So continue doing what you're doing and succeed as a champion that we believe that you are, and like the people in the back also believe that you are. So continue moving forward.
Yeah. Yep. But, speaking of hustle, we're going to move on to a man who is filled with a lot of hustle. We had Braun Breaker taking on Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a very quick match. I was surprised like this didn't go longer or that like Sammy wasn't fighting even more in this match. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great match overall though. Like Sami Zayn was in control early on. They kind of had a good back and forth with, and I'll probably say this too with like the Nia Bayley match as well. Like WWE starting to do a really good job, and the performers as well are doing a good job of like structuring these bigger people with the more technical people. So it's like with Sami Zayn being the more technical wrestler, being the more like I'm going to suplex you, I'm going to do like this Michinoku driver, I'm going to do this Blue Thunder Bomb BS stuff. Like I'm going to work you, I'm a work rate person. Whereas with Braun Breaker, he's the powerhouse. He's like the big move guy. He's going to just decimate you with a power bomb or a spine buster or anything. But yeah, this was, I mean, it was a quick match again, and like two spears from Braun, and it was kind of done. Which, I mean, fine. Again, I wanted Braun to win anyways, but yeah, it was. I think out of all the matches tonight, this might have been the weaker one. But that's like saying, oh, part two JoJo was less than part 4 or whatever. It's like, okay, you can say that, you can believe that or whatever, but it's also the fact that it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I don't know, for me, they're all up there on a good pedestal. It's just, one's a little better than the other. But Vash, what do you think about this match overall? Like, I really don't have much to say about it other than I'm happy Braun won, and I I wish it was just like maybe 5 more minutes longer. Like, but I don't know. What do you think about this?
All right. This match was quick and done, and I didn't even realize it was done. That's honestly how it was, and that's nothing taken away from the match itself, guys. Understand? The
Yeah.
match. If this happened at Money in the Bank, like the squash match that people a lot think was gonna happen, then cool. And Whawkins said himself that hey, out of 7 matches, for this to be the weakest, that's not a bad thing. That's like saying like,
Yeah.
if I have to rank 1 through 7 and this is number 7, that's not saying it's bad. It's just the other 6 things were better, and that's good
Yeah.
because you're always
Yeah.
supposed to have better stuff and other stuff that are interest. Lastly, Braun Breaker is not me saying that I don't want him to win. He is a
Hmm.
deserving champion. I did not see his NXT run. I saw the end of it, so I cannot have too much pros or cons about him as a champion or his mic skills. But I've seen his
Hmm.
ending of his NXT run and coming to his main roster run. He's been doing very well and succeeding to what we have seen so far. However, this match was too fucking quick for 10 minutes, my G. I literally saw the clock.
Yeah.
It was 7:40. I thought, oh, match about to start. It's second match in the show, the first hour. That's amazing. Then the
Yeah.
match and then I look at my watch and like 7:51. I'm like, wait a minute. At 7:40,
Oh.
Braun Breaker was walking out. So the match was
Yeah.
less than 10 minutes. Not
Yeah.
more. Not
And
10 minutes
I guess
mark. Less.
exactly. And I guess with a match that would be like that, for me, I would expect a lot more power moves, especially from Braun Breaker. Like, again, like almost like a glorified squash match in a way. But
Yeah.
again, I'm glad Braun Breaker won. I'm excited to see where he's gonna go from here. Like, who his first challenger is gonna be. I'm assuming Ilya
Ilya Dragunov,
Dragunov.
yep.
Yeah.
We both
Like,
said it like, it has to be now.
that's my first assumption, but then I'm also kind of thinking, okay, well, Braun Breaker's not going to be dropping the title anytime soon, and I really don't want to feed Ilya again with another big loss because he needs to have bigger wins and like gain more momentum going forward. Um, but I don't know. I think this IC title scene is going to be it's going to be good.
It's
And
gonna be
especially
great.
with like hmm. And well, especially with like Sammy, because like when you look at everything, because like he's the one that dethroned Gunther, and you would think, okay, well, a newer talent probably should have done that, but like having Sammy do it, like we've said in the past before, we were fine with that because like okay, well, it makes sense for Sammy, especially how he won it, and then like now the whole idea is like okay, since he beat Gunther, who's gonna be the one to dethrone Sammy? Because like in a way, Sammy's kind of the transitional champion for the next dominant heel or the next dominant champion to hold on to the title. And I mean, Sammy held it on for what, like 4 months? Yeah. And which again is fine, is good. Like he had a good run with it, but like everybody was just like, especially me, like as soon as Sammy won, my immediate thought was Braun Breaker. I was like, okay, nah, Braun Breaker needs to face this man. Braun Breaker needs to take that title off this man.
Yep. And
And
you were on that
through all
train
of
since
that,
day one.
hmm yeah, and like through all that, it's just like, we finally got to that part, and it's like, okay, this was exactly what Sami Zayn's job was when he beat Gunther, was to be the person to kind of help elevate the next person. And that's kind of what you have to do as a champion.
To me, as a champion, is something that Braun Breaker did a fantastic job to
Hmm.
become the and new champion Braun Breaker. I'm really am happy for him to get his legacy for himself to become the first Intercontinental champion in his legacy. Curious to see what's
Hmm.
gonna happen for Sami Zayn. Is he now gonna be as deserved to go for the World Heavyweight title against Gunther. That'd be beautiful to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he will have a match with Gunther, and Gunther will probably get his win back and all that. Um, but yeah, I think we said it last night too, but I think Sammy's place for at least the next month or so, or a few months, is gonna be with reviving the OG bloodline and all that to face off against Solo. So we'll have to wait and see with all that. But from one champion that's gonna be doing really, really great and awesome things to another champion who's only defended the title twice in almost a span of a year. Yeah, we got Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. And this this match was awesome. Like, this match was everything I was expecting it to be, because again, like, Logan Paul, he's a spot monkey. Let's be honest. He's somebody that like wants to do all the crazy flippy doos and the crazy aerial moves. Like, I mean, that one move, that springboard moonsault he did to the back, to the outside onto LA Knight. Like, I hate the man. I don't like him, but I'll give kudos to the athleticism of the guy, because like that was a crazy spot to do. Um, but yeah, this match was just, it was good, because like, again, you have LA Knight, well, not LA Knight, sorry, you have Logan Paul being the spot monkey and all that, and you have LA Knight, who's a very solid hand in the ring and all that, like, doing the basic suplexes and like the atomic drops and all that stuff. But like, this was just a really fun match. And I mean, again, we get the whole stuff with Logan Paul and his friends and all that, but again, LA Knight's able to rise above, conquer everything. He's at the level 50 mark, and Logan Paul's just at level 47. It's like that 3-level difference was key for LA Knight to take over the win. But yeah, you know what? How'd you feel about this match? Did you think, was this exactly what you wanted from this match, from this confrontation, or did you leave it feel a little bit more?
A big shout out to our co-host Drop This Box, because I thought it was gonna be our boy Eminem coming through once we saw MGK
Oh yeah.
coming out with Logan Paul, and I'm like, whack. I don't even care about MGK. Sure, do your thing, my guy. But
Yeah.
once LA Knight was about to come out with the Prime, he said, you know what? I'm not gonna come out with Eminem. I'm gonna just smash a window, because this window of the Prime car you can't see, so I'm just smashing. I'm like, huh? Okay, cool. And then the cameraman just follow. The cameraman followed two people tonight. Was LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. The two people that are over in the company.
Hmm.
The cameraman
Oh
followed
wait,
them.
and Rhea.
Rhea?
Didn't
Oh
they follow
yes.
Rhea?
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
three. So three people that are
Yeah.
over from the fans in the company and everything. The cameraman followed them into the ring. So that was a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
Logan Paul said, "Yo, before we start fighting, I'm gonna beat your ass outside the ring before we're gonna square up. I'm gonna smack you with a neck breaker to the table." And Michael Cole said,
Oh, so good.
Logan Paul got hit with neck breaker. The table is so stiff it hasn't broken. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, dude, that sometimes that happens. It's like the table doesn't break, and it's just like, oh, shouldn't that have broken? It's just like, well, maybe sometimes. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, the table's gonna get broken regardless later on in the night.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure, like
like
you
why
said.
break it so early? Yeah.
So it was
Oh
amazing to
man.
see that LA Knight did what he did to make us show that he could stand in a brutal side. Like, he could literally whip your ass and not give two colors of who you
Hmm.
are. But I'm gonna whip your ass is gonna give them hands. So that's what he did. He just grabbed Logan Paul, smash him around, be like, yo, I don't
Yeah.
like you. I'm gonna destroy you.
But not only just Logan Paul. I mean, there was a point where he grabbed Logan's goons and started beating the crap out of them, being like, "Nah, you ain't gonna give this boy his brass knuckles." I mean, he still gets them from MGK and all that, but it's just like the fact that the fact that LA Knight walked over there and was just like, "Yeah, nah, you guys are bums. Get out of here." You
Yeah, he
know.
was ready to square up with the hands, and he also was just playing with the prime bottle corner refresher. So that was pretty
Yeah.
funny in that aspect. NGK gave him like a gold brass knuckle, no, like a silver brass knuckle type of necklace, which was like
Hmm.
nobody in security check him to see that. Just I'm like, I guess for story wise it makes
It's
sense,
fine.
but I guess.
Yeah. Look, it's professional wrestling. It's fine. It's
Look,
all good.
the one thing I was want to say, this man LA Knight, every time he jumps that from the ring floor to
Hmm.
the top rope and do that moonsault is always spectacular to fucking see.
Are you talking about the superplex spot?
Yes, I believe it was a
Yeah.
superplex.
Okay. All
My
right.
apologies.
Yeah.
Fans,
Nah, you're
audience,
good. I
whoever
was like,
watched that
wait a
show,
minute, moonsault.
I'm still getting
Nah, you're
used
good.
to analytics with our moves in the wrestling to bring them up in the show. I have a great memory, but I
Yeah.
still need to get the move I saw and the name correlation. So my apologies, but yes, the superplex.
Nah,
It
you're
was
good.
such a beautiful spot with LA Knight. I want to give a shout out to that.
Nah, and like that's the thing. It's just like, well, first of all, I knew what you were talking about, so you're all good on that aspect. But like, LA Knight's athleticism needs to be studied a bit because like there was another spot too he had where like he was sitting, like he was standing on the second rope, and then like he just effortlessly just jumps to the top rope and drops an elbow onto Logan Paul. Like that was, oh, that was a
So
work of
smooth.
beauty. Even commentary is just like, wait, LA Knight doesn't usually pull off that elbow. Okay, fine, bet, let's do this.
I love I love how people will be commenting Arena's like, oh, he's so over, but he's too old for
Hmm.
this, or like he's gonna be so over for only a couple years. I'm like, so what? Let him be over
Yeah,
for a couple years. This is his prime time
yeah,
now. Let him get the iron while
at
it's
the
hot.
prime time.
Like this is literally prime
Prime
time.
time.
It works. Hey.
Oh,
If the
no, it
joke
works
works
because
for you,
prime.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
the the win, the belt looks amazing on him. The picture with Triple H
hmm,
looks great on him. It was a beautiful opportunity. Like, I'm so happy for RNA. You deserve this.
yeah.
Great opportunity overall.
If there was one match, I would say that I would recommend from tonight. I mean, I would almost recommend all of them. Maybe a couple I wouldn't, but like if I were to recommend at least one, I would probably recommend this one because hey, it was a good match from both parties, back and forth and all that. But like being able just to watch Logan Paul get his ass kicked, oh, it's music to my ears. I love seeing it, and hopefully he's kind of just away for a bit because he's kind of got some heat right now on the internet with a
That,
few comments he's made.
yeah. Also, hey,
Yeah,
with down the side, he also is about to be a dad this fall. So this would be a good
that
opportunity.
too.
This
Yeah,
would be a good opportunity to get yourself together, get your act together, get your career together, and then come back in the Royal Rumble next year. We see you again as the numbers
yeah.
1 through 30, and we talk to you later, Royal Logan Paul. Have a good time and continue doing your podcast. If you have any wrestlers again on a podcast, I will check it out. If not, go do your thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, again, I would recommend going back to watch the match. It's pretty dang good. But I don't know the. Oh wait, no, I do have a question because I know we had talked about last night about like, oh, Carmelo Hayes is
Yes,
gonna be the person to take
yes,
the
Carmelo
belt off of him,
Hayes.
but like,
Wait, off him, no. Carmelo Hayes will be his first
mhm,
number one contender match. Who would take it off
okay,
him? I don't know yet because I would like LA Knight to hold the title at least
hmm,
by November, December earliest. If he does get
okay,
rid of it earliest, by latest I would say January Royal Rumble. Wait, technically Royal Rumble is not January no
hmm,
more, which is still weird. The first week of February Royal Rumble, or by
oh
WrestleMania.
yeah, that's weird next year.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
either by Royal Rumble first week of February or by WrestleMania the latest for him to lose his
hmm,
belt of. If not, I don't mind if he loses it and then he grabs it again and defends it at
yeah.
WrestleMania. That will also be a great moment.
Well, see, that's the cool thing about like mid card titles is like you can easily win one back again. Like it's a little easier to go for the mid card title compared to the world title because like the world title there's some stiff competition in order to be in the main event. So
So
yeah, you got to be on your A game for a bit.
I'm okay with LA Knight having this W. He deserves it. Yeah, he is the champion
Hmm.
of the US title, and like he said in the press conference that he is excited for this opportunity, and I can't wait for him to bring what is to be told with the type of matches that he will be doing.
Yeah, and I mean, Logan Paul's time with the U.S. title, I mean, it was fine for a bit while
Yo,
it lasted,
Whawkins,
but
let's
like,
be honest, it was
it got
ass.
old. It got
It was
old.
ass.
No, it
He was
got
nice.
old because like, well, what was it? It was around like I want to say it was like Mania time or like maybe it was Backlash, but like it was around that time where I started getting a little tired of the Logan Paul US title scene because it's like again not and it's not only just like the two title defenses because like after a while he I don't know maybe it's just because I don't watch his content but I barely and rarely saw him with the title belt anywhere else doing anything with it, so it got to a point where it's just like okay dude
When
you're
he was
the
doing his podcast,
champion but yeah.
he
Oh,
did
he
have it
did.
with him all the
Okay.
time. So when he was doing his podcast, he did have it
Okay.
with him all the time, like on the table or on the side, like
Hmm.
behind him. So he did have it in the aspect at least.
Okay. All right. So at least there was that then. Okay, good. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for LA Knight. Hopefully, he defends it a lot more and has some great matches going on with that. But like, yeah, we're just gonna move on to another great match here with our women's title being on the line. We had Bayley defending against Nia Jax, the
While
queen of the
you
ring.
give your commentary, I'm gonna go refill
Ooh,
water because for some reason I'm dehydrated as a
water
motherfucker.
refill.
Yes, so my
Oh yeah.
apologies. So while you give your quick feedback, I'll be back in a minute, chat. So let's know your thoughts
Look.
as well about so far the matches we have spoken about. And with the Nia
Hmm.
match, are you happy that she won? Because I want to give a quick shout out before I go and depart. Naya was great in the press conference. I'm truly impressed how professional and what educated she was answering, even though she was like a heel. So I was a bit confused of how very friendly she was to the audience, to
Hmm.
the press. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be heel? Aren't you supposed to be mean to us? But no, she was actually so nice, so friendly. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, your turn. I'm like, oh, I love this.
Oh,
Okay, this is
she was
cute.
happy to be there. She
Yes,
was
she
happy to be
was.
there. That's great.
But I'll be right back,
Oh,
chat.
yeah. No worries there. No worries there, Vash. So yeah, okay. Let's have a little talk about this women's title match. Like, okay, it was really good. Like they played upon like Bayley and Nia's history together. You know, through NXT, through the main roster, and all that. Like they had a few spots too where it's like where Bayley reversed I think it was like a stalling suplex that Nia was doing tonight and Bayley reversed it into a guillotine choke, which was how Bayley beat Nia the first time that they fought. Well, I don't think it was like the first time. It was back in NXT, but anyways, I just hold on. I just noticed Vash's background still up and it's of Liv and Dom smooching and I'm just looking at it like no, get off my screen, you punk. How dare you? But anyways, onto Bayley. Back onto Bayley and I. Like this is the match that I wanted to talk about earlier with like the whole power versus technique and speed thing. Because like Bayley had Nia's number in a lot of ways. Like she was reversing a lot of stuff. She was able to like hit some good suplex moves too onto Nia. Like she had this one not reverse. It was like a back suplex she hit Nia with. She hit her with a Bailey to belly too, which I mean, again, it didn't end the match, but it's like you were able to get Nia off her feet. Like not many people can say that they could do that, and almost with relative ease. Like she slammed Nia pretty hard onto the mat with that. Um, Nia taking some inspiration from Samoa Joe in the corner with like the corner Iranagi and all that. Now, one thing that was surprising was Bailey kicking out of the first Annihilator because it's like this move is being built up as basically I don't want to say career ender, but it is just a match ender. Like it's one of those like statement moves you do to just end the match and all that. And I'm surprised Nia didn't win when she first hit it that took me by surprise right there. But like with the whole Tiffany Stratton coming in to run distraction, which I'm assuming, oh, that might be how Nia uh just keeps retaining her title. So I'm gonna throw that question to Vash when he comes back. But yeah, that was a really good spot, a really good innovative way too to like show that the Money in the Bank briefcase holder is friends with somebody. And now she's friends with the champion, but it's like, when does she cash in on that? Then when does she ultimately betray Nia Jax and goes into business for herself and all that? But we'll have to wait and see with all that. But like overall, I thought this match was really good. Again, the action was great, the booking was fine, the way they crafted the story was good because again, it's like, okay, is Tiffany Stratton actually going to cash in? Is she? Is she not? Well, hopefully she doesn't because she just got a new briefcase and WWE do like their money. I do like the strap that's on that case too, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think this match is really good. Again, after the distraction from Tiffy, Nia Jax just hitting like she hit some hard power bombs onto Bayley and like two annihilators. Like I don't mean this in any disrespect, but Nia moved so like she moved very quickly um to do that second annihilator. Like after she hit Bayley, she was like immediately up. I was just like, oh snap, she got up quick.
Oh,
Like
are you talking
yeah.
about the one that she did at the very end? Like, once she did the finisher
Hmm.
and then she went back up and did another one?
Yeah, like she
I was
was
very
quick
impressed
off her
about that one.
feet.
I was very impressed.
Hmm. Like, and I'm sure people can look into it and be like, oh, well, you're just saying she's out of shape and you're fat. And it's just like, well, no, not really. It was just very impressive to do that, especially with like a move like that and everything. But Vash, I'm glad you're here. How did you feel about this match?
All right, so this match, I'm hurt because I wanted Bayley to win.
Oh, well, yeah.
But, but look, guys, look, Chad. I'm very impressed with Nia Jax. She has done a great return in her run. Even them asking this question, comparing to I was unaware, she won a world title 6 years ago. I'm not sure if this
Oh,
was
yeah.
NXT related or if this was main roster related, but
It was main roster. Yeah, because she won the Raw Women's
okay.
title.
So back then,
Yeah.
6 years ago, this was a question asked in the press conference. So it's a
Hmm.
great comparison to our conversation because this press conference question asked Nia Jax, how was this win comparing to 6 years ago to how
Hmm.
it is now? And no, I did not
Gotta
drink
hydrate,
water.
folks.
I did not drink water for like dramatic effect. It was not. It was just bad timing.
But
But
actually, this is the production we're talking about. This is the production values we're changing up in here. We're starting to script our ways and starting to like,
be
make it
dramatic.
make it a
Like
make
have
it
it all key.
cinema, if
However,
you will.
with Nia Jax, she answered this beautifully that I did not know. That when 6 years ago, when they were supposed to have their first women match in Saudi, Nia Jax was
Hmm.
supposed to be involved in that. But she said things happened out of control, things, things that she didn't want to mention. So things
Hmm.
happened out of control. 6 years later, she won her Queen of the Ring, and now also being involved in SummerSlam. It means a lot, and I see for the booking aspect, totally to make sense. As a critic aspect, totally to make sense where things are led up to.
Hmm.
And like I said earlier, Nia Jax in her professionalism in this press conference, she handled it gracefully. She also had Tiffany there with her with the briefcase. They also asked that they have beautiful chemistry on air and off air, knowing that they have their IG and their TikTok reels. So they even spoke about like how the chemistry is off air. We find out that this is a recently new relationship between them because of
Hmm.
Nia Jax wanted like a new best friend or like an assistant type of person, and Tiffany filled that role that Nia
Yeah.
Jax actually hunted for Tiffany, like, hey, you're gonna be my best friend, and that's how they kind of develop the relationship and how they help each other for merch and marketing and everything about that.
Yeah.
So it shows that their relationship on screen is not just fake, like it's part of their story, but also it shows. So it's gonna be interesting when they betray each other in the future if that happens down the line, because she has the briefcase for that title for the
Hmm.
roster that involves for the main title that she just won tonight. So congrats for the win. As a fan, I am hurt because Bayley has been champion since the beginning of April. Yes, it's not a lot because we have April, May, June, July. We have 4 straight months that she was the champion. She was great. She was well deserved. But I wish she was a
Hmm.
bit longer. But we don't need long champions winners as much as we used to, because we have a
Hmm.
beautiful era that we're in right now. That if anybody improves and anybody has the F factor to hold the title, they should and they deserve it. 4 months to me is actually a good amount of time to show what you can.
Yeah.
Bayley defended it, I think, 4 times, I believe, or 5 times so far.
Uh, it might have been fun.
Don't,
I'd have to go
yeah,
back and
don't
look.
quote us right now. It's just top of my head.
Yeah.
I might be totally wrong. It can actually be two, like a boy, Logan Ball. However,
Yeah.
I'm happy for Bayley and Nia Jax. They did a great performance. Because even Bayley, I'm sure you mentioned it while I was away. The way she picked up Nia Jax and did that power
Hmm.
bomb was fucking
Oh, I didn't
amazing.
even mention
You
the
didn't
power bomb
mention that
yet.
while I was gone.
I didn't even
I'm
mention that yet.
shocked that you didn't
No.
mention that while I was gone.
Okay.
Perfect thing that you did
No.
it then.
No.
Let's talk about it.
Like,
That was
okay.
amazing. It was fucking
Like,
beautiful. I literally was watching it from my bed, and I was like, and I literally like got up and I did
hmm.
the, not the Johnny Depp, I did the Leo one where it's like, oh shit,
Oh,
it
she did
happened,
it.
she
She
did
did
it,
it.
she did it, she
Yep.
got the power bomb. It was amazing. I love it.
No, okay, hold on. Because I saw a tweet about that earlier. It was somebody that said, okay, we need to replace Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant with this. Because, like, okay, this wasn't just like some, oh, I'm reversing your annihilator into a power bomb and only got you up because you were on the turnbuckle. It wasn't like a simple spot like that. It was like Bailey held on to Nia, like she walked almost halfway down the ring
6 steps I counted.
and then power bombed him. Yeah, like, and gave her a power. Like, Nia's not up high like that. Like,
I'm not
for somebody
sure.
to hit her
I'm
like
not sure
that.
if they showed the weight for the ladies. I'm not sure if they did that. But
Hmm.
either way, knowing that you're picking up another human being and walking 6 steps, and as big as
Yeah.
Naya might be, that is pure strength and power that Bailey did. And it was beautiful counter. It was such a nice execution from Bailey. I was very proud of to see that and what she showed to
Yeah.
us.
And the only other talking point I want to bring up real quick is this whole thing with like Tiffany Stratton, because like she's holding on to the briefcase, everybody's speculating, oh, she'll be the one to beat Nia and all that, blah blah blah. But there was something else I wanted to bring up too. It's like the past, so last night when she had the confrontation with Chelsea Green, they had the little back and forth,
Yeah, that
and
green
then
looked
kind of to
like green looked
mhm.
ugly on you, I think she said.
Yeah, yeah, it was like that. Yeah, that whole conversation, and then like tonight, her being, she had the other confrontation again with Chelsea Green and all that. But like in a way, like somehow, some way, Tiffany is giving off babyface vibes, and I'm sitting here thinking, are we leaning towards a babyface role? Because like on one hand, hey, that could be kind of cool, but it's like it feels like a little early for her to be a babyface. Um, I don't know. I might just be reading into it. Like I think the only thing that's like tipping me off with it is the fact that she's about to start a program with Chelsea Green right now, and like Chelsea Green's a heel. It's like, okay, are we really gonna have like a short heel versus heel rivalry here? I don't know. What do you think of just like that aspect of it all?
With Tiffany and with Chelsea, it really depends what they lead up to by next Friday.
I'm sorry, everybody.
once we see what happens Friday, I'll have a better answer to know where it's gonna lead
Hmm.
up to. Because with Nia, she is the queen. Like, I love how they
Yeah.
announced Queen Nia Jax is the champion of the women's title. That's like a long ass name. So God bless any of the announcers saying that long ass title, because that's how she wants to be called. Because even also Braxton even brought that up during the press conference. So when it comes to
Hmm.
Tiffany being with Chelsea Green, Tiffany needs some type of build and more some type of TV time without the briefcase, since her mentor is technically the champion right now, so she can't really cash it in.
Hmm.
So somebody has to dethrone Nia Jax if Tiffany wants to cash it. So if that's the case, you need somebody that will cook another showing. Chelsea Green with Tiff,
Right.
you know who's the next one? Piper Niven versus Nia Jax.
Yeah. So we'll just have to keep an eye on all that and everything. But overall, again, I thought it was a great match. Bayley just continuing to prove to me why she's the best horsewoman, at least in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And no,
I
it's not
agree too.
because of good. I'm glad you do. It's not just the extracurriculars with her. She's actually kind of good.
Oh, are you not talking about?
Man,
Are you not talking about the
the
BBL?
BBL. Oh,
I,
oh,
I
but
love
like
how we
from
both
one
knew what it
BBL,
was.
look, look, acronyms are fun. Acronyms are great. We have BBL. We also have PDS, which is Punk Derangement Syndrome, and somebody who suffers from that heavily is Drew McIntyre. But you know what? There might be another syndrome going on, another just like crazy delusional syndrome, because CM Punk lost this match. Like, I know, I think this was one of the matches again that like I was kind of torn. I didn't know which way I was going to go and how we were going to craft the story, but like kind of glad I went with Drew and that Triple H sees the vision. There's more to this story that can be told. There's more to this rivalry, this feud, whatever terminology you want to use. Like, this is going to be in Hell in a Cell.
Oh
I'm
yes,
guaranteeing that right now, just from the physicality of tonight and all that. Like, this match can be inside Hell in a Cell.
this match is beautiful in the best way possible because I was
Hmm.
invested, guys. I was chat. I was glued to the screen. I wish I was even telling my wife, like, I wish we were back in our old apartment in my living room watching in my 70-inch TV, watching them in my surround sound, so I could see this big
Oh
ass
yeah.
fucking feud right now. But no, we're watching it in my 40-inch TV, seeing this bullshit. But hey, we're seeing what's going on, and it's amazing. And I love it because this match, other than Cody's match, but out of the 5 matches that was happening so far, this is the match I
Hmm.
was already glued to the screen. I was invested. I want to see more. I want to see how it led up to it. By the way, Seth freaking Rollins, the outfit. You slay, my dude. You slay. You slay, bitch.
Slay
You
Queen.
slay, queen.
Slay
Yes, you
Queen.
did. I love how Michael Cole, I believe it was that he gave a shout out to Shawn Michaels. He said that it's better than the shorts. So, like, they knew and remember what
Hmm.
HBK wore as he was a special referee back 20 something years
Yeah.
ago. So, everything comes back together. Everything's full storytelling. But I want to go back to what Watkins said as well. Watkins said there was a deranged CM Punk. This man cost himself the fucking title. I mean, well, title.
Hmm.
He cost himself the win because he could have won this. CM Punk had it in the bag, and his
Yep.
performance, by the way, his performance tonight was better than expected. Not saying I had low
Yeah.
expectation, but I had spectacle. No, so not spectacle.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking
There
for?
was you were hesitantly I can't even speak tonight. You were hesitantly optimistic.
Yes, I was hesitantly
You
optimistic
know,
on what we could see
like
because if anybody saw the sorry, not TV, the phone recording of how he was against Dominic back in the live shows in during the holiday season in 2023
mhm.
December, he was not that good. He was a bit slow. He wasn't that much cooking
Yeah.
in there with his repertoire. However, my guy did cook very well in this, and it
Mhm.
was a bit slow, but I feel like that's what CM Punk always has been with his style. He's more of a story
Yeah.
builder and more of the momentum and the moments with the audience and fans. So that executed well. But this man, Whawkins, this man was obsessed for a bracelet. A bracelet that
Mhm.
once he saw Seth had it in his hand, Seth even told him like, "Yo,
That
it's not
I'm
about
just
you.
holding on to it,
I'm
dude.
holding on to it.
Yeah.
Did you want me to lose it where Drew grabbed it again?
Yeah.
Do you want me to put it in my pocket so it could break? No. I put it in my hand so it doesn't get lost. It doesn't get picked by anybody else.
Mhm.
So I'm holding it on for you. Get eyes on the prize. You're not that important. He is your opponent. And I love how Seth kept bringing it back like, yo, you can be mad at me all you want, but I'm not the opponent right now. He is.
Yeah.
Look at the guy in the fucking
And
corner
like
and do your job.
and the funny thing is like he did that constantly throughout this match. Like even when he's just like chilling on the ropes just having a good time or like being like, "Oh, let me
This
check." Dude, this man was like unserious for like the first like third of this match
he
being like,
was
"Oh, you,
not giving a
like
fuck. He literally look, Chuck. He literally did what I'm doing. Like he said, I'm gonna just lay
oh yeah.
back in these ropes. Yeah, fight. I will come back in a couple
Yep.
of minutes. I'm gonna just be on my phone.
Dude,
I wish he had his phone so he could just like scroll
I
and
kind of wish he did.
just scroll
Yeah.
on social media. It would have worked perfectly.
Um, but like, yeah, no, this man was so unserious to the point where he went up to Drew at one point, and you think he's gonna stop this spot. It was the spot where like he was going to like slingshot CM Punk onto um like the cage or like the railing of the ring, like on the bottom of it, like what the apron cover
Oh
like
yeah.
covers up and all that. Yeah. And like at first I thought, oh wait, Seth's gonna actually stop him from doing this. Okay, cool. He's actually gonna
But Seth was
be a
like,
referee.
you know what?
He's like, you know what?
You
Nah,
don't
you
think about
cook,
it. Go
man.
ahead.
You cook. Yeah, go
Go
ahead, cook.
ahead. Go ahead.
You
You have
do
my
it.
permission. Go do it.
But like, I do like though how he did try to like be somewhat fair. And I say somewhat because like there was a point with like the
With a
steel
chair.
chair and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, where like at first he was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna turn around. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna hear it. It's fine. It's all good. But then he's just like, yeah, nah, you guys should be fine. And I almost thought everyone thought he was gonna hit Drew with the chair or like miss and hit CM Punk, which he
He almost
didn't.
did.
So
He almost did. Like he
fine.
stopped. He
Hmm.
was like, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna just drop it. We're good. We're gonna move on.
But I love how this led into him like getting rid of the chair and just like chilling on the rope, not even paying attention because Punk like rolls up Drew. Punk would have won.
He would.
He would have won
Yeah.
the match right
There
there.
was two times that
Like,
he would have won. The first one, it made sense, but it's because Seth was annoyed. He was like, I gotta deal with
hmm
this bullshit. I told him no chair, and then he baits me, almost hits CM Punk, and then he's at the rope trying to gather his thoughts. He's like, I don't want to deal with these dudes. I don't want to deal with these dudes. I'm gonna fight them. I'm gonna fight them. And then he turns around like, oh shit, I gotta do my job. And he's
yeah.
like, one, two. It's like, I'm sorry, man. I came too late. I can't. I love how at the second time.
At one point, he's just like, I have a bad knee. Like, I have a bum knee, dude. Like,
No,
sorry, that's why I'm so slow.
that one, but I'm talking about the one
Hmm.
after with
Oh yeah.
with CM Punk. He told him like, you gotta know how to do your job, ref. You gotta do 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2.
Hmm.
You gotta do 1, 2, 3. It's like he had to explain him the job, and I love that where someone's like, I know my job. You guys gotta focus on each other, not me. And I
Hmm.
love how
Well,
with Seth, he said it like he kept saying, "This is my ring, my company, my rules. This is my match."
hmm
Even with all that, Seth wasn't really being biased this match. Like, yeah, he was having his
No.
fun, but he was actually keeping it down the middle.
Yeah. I mean, there was multiple parts where he like went up to Drew. It's just like, Drew, stop bullshitting around. Like, I'm letting you kick his ass.
Yeah.
So just do it. Stop worrying about me and just win the damn match. Like, I'm trying to count for you. I'm sorry I'm kind of having fun a little bit, but like,
Exactly.
I'm also not sorry because I'm having fun. But it's like, come on, dude, do your job. Like,
He said that.
and just like Drew's back and forth too with Seth being like, you don't like him either. I'm doing this for us. Like, do your job, do your damn jobs. Like, the storytelling of this match was just really, really solid and really good from all parties involved. And like, again, Punk was obsessed with the bracelet. Like, he puts on the Anaconda Vice, but he doesn't hold on to it to win the match. He just uses it so he can get the bracelet back. And then when he sees Seth, like you said, he got mad, he got angry, he took his eye off the ball, gave Seth a GTS, and was just like, "Give me my bracelet back," and that
um
led to a low blow and a Claymore.
look,
But
no lie, I do want to mention it was amazing to see the GTS, like the pose, like time to put
oh
it to
yeah, it's just like
sleep.
the
Like it was just
it
great
was
to see
nice.
that. Um, like just to see the polls, the conversation. Even Michael Cole saying that we haven't seen this in 10 plus years and have we haven't seen him wrestle since 2014 and everything. Like it was just amazing, great to hear this type of analytics and conversation being told, and just to see the
Hmm.
polls, it was great. Like I miss this, like the pose, like I miss the smile, I miss the smirk. So it was go. Um,
Yeah,
it sucks that once CM Punk lost, Drew once again took the bracelet. You know,
yeah. Well, again,
it kind of
like,
bites you in the ass,
and
like this
yeah.
raggedy bitch.
And I had said this last night too. Like, this feud has legs. It can go on until like Bad Blood and all that. Like, we can keep things going with this feud and everything. It'll be fine. It'll be worth it. It'll be something that will be a lot of fun just to kind of watch and go through and all that. But I do want to mention really quick too. It's just like we had this idea of the ref cam going on, and like we got a few more shots with like Seth's entrance with it and all that. But there was a point of the match where like I guess he started getting annoyed with it and started just getting kind of a little agitated with it because he ended up taking it off and like
Yeah, rip that
throwing
shit
it
off.
outside the
Yeah,
ring.
he's like,
Yeah, he was just like,
ugh.
nah.
It's like I'm done with this. Like I'm sorry, boss. Like I'm sorry, Triple H, but I'm
Hmm.
doing this shit. Shit got me annoyed. I got thrown off. I got hit. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah. But like, but again, like we're also planting seeds for that Seth Rollins versus CM Punk
Oh,
match,
that's
which,
happening for sure for WrestleMania next year.
well, yeah, oh yeah, and like how we get from there to here or from here to there with this feud, it's gonna be something very, very intrinsic that they'll have to do, I guess. Because again, they planted some good, wonderful seeds here, and I mean, Punk kind of got his own comeuppance. I mean, he kept
I hope.
telling Drew that like, hey, this is your fault that all these bad things are happening. Like, you're the one to blame for all this. Like, you keep taking your eye off the ball, and yet look what happened to Punk tonight.
Look, we're gonna talk about it in the next match where
Hmm.
our World Heavyweight Champion. But I like how our future babyface, he is so smart to look at the replay. Hopefully,
Hmm.
this coming Friday, this coming Monday Night Raw, we get Seth freaking Rollins having a replay of the match, and we hear what Seth tells them. So he gets to
Hmm.
tell them on Monday, like, look, Punk, you can be mad at me all you want, but if you look at the replay here, I was telling you and Drew, I was keeping it fair. You and Drew
Hmm.
kept worrying about me. I kept counting. I'm sorry that you guys hit me with a go to sleep, and you guys was trying to tell me to count when I was doing my job. So hopefully Seth
Exactly.
bring this like point A, point B, point C, prove your point, now see your way out. So I will hope to see that from Seth because he's that type of person to bring his kind of like his point A, his paragraph, why he did this, and boom. So
Hmm.
he is a type of character, and he will be mad about it. He's like, yo, I called it how it is. Drew won, but I'm mad about that shit. Yeah, screwed me over. So I'm really excited to see that if it come up, if it comes up and
Yeah. So, man, just this whole feud, this whole storyline is just it's crafted so well and so delicately that man, next year WrestleMania is gonna be it. There's a possibility it could surpass 40, at least in terms of hype. Because
exactly.
as long as everybody stays clear and healthy, I mean, we'll already probably get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. We It sounds like we might be getting Cody versus The Rock, which as a spectacle, fine, cool, all right, that's a okay. Um, yeah, we'll just have to kind of just see how the rest of the year plans out.
Yeah, and we
I
also
I
have
don't
John
have
Cena
anything
as
else
well.
though.
We also have John Cena
Oh yeah,
back at
John
WrestleMania,
Cena's
so
coming back.
he's gonna be an
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Um, he's gonna be an interesting reasoning because a beautiful thing I'm about to say is gonna help segue the conversation because also the rumor
Yeah.
is John Cena versus Gunther for next year, and that's interesting. Why would that be interesting, Watkins?
Oh, because we had our World Heavyweight title match up next. We had Damian Priest defending against Gunther in a very hard hitting match, so hard that Gunther's tit started bleeding. And
Yeah,
not normally does a tit start bleeding. Usually something else comes out of a tit, but
he didn't even
tonight it
notice
was
it
just
until
blood.
he saw it on the camera. He's like, huh? Oh
He's
shit,
just like, huh?
my tit is bleeding.
Mother-"
Oh, I'm gonna
He's
wipe
just
it
like,
off.
you bitch. And then
His
like
re-
it started going again. It started going again.
it
And I'm
did.
just like, oh dude.
His reaction was so priceless because he's like,
Hmm.
he didn't know about it. Like, chap, he dead as did not know his tit was bleeding until he saw the camera and literally just wipe it off like it was nothing. Like, oh, good, all right. If it happens
Yeah.
again, I'll just wipe it off again. It felt like a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, oh, here we are Saturday night and I'm bleeding. Oh, great. Guess I just need a band-aid even though the bone's sticking out. It'll be fine. It's whatever. But yeah, man, this match was very hard hitting. A lot of big moves, a lot of big just setups for other moves and all that. But like
I would like to see.
Gunther,
I would like to see
yeah.
before we start with the match. Let's say this: we have Finn and Damian
Hmm.
Priest start in the clubhouse. Finn asks, like, "Hey, would you still want me out there?" Like, nah, I got this. I do my own thing. I'm like, Finn,
Yeah.
you say that means you're gonna be out there. You're gonna cost the match. Like once he said that, I'm
Yep.
like, fuck, you're gonna do it. In my head, I'm like, please don't. But with the way he said it, like, yeah, he about to. It was pretty interesting as well that with Finn having being out there, he didn't have his title either. It's weird when you're
Hmm.
a champion and you don't have your title around you. Usually, for me, I don't know. I find it weird. That's probably my pet peeve as a fan. That when you're a champion, you
Yeah.
don't have your belt with you, like to represent. But I'm really curious to see how this is gonna affect Judgment Day on Monday, with JD being Finn's partner. Where is he gonna side? And since Finn, with JD never technically got approved by Damian in the long run. Also, Carlitos,
Hmm.
you're the chopped liver, like you're the black sheep of the family. So where are you gonna be? Like, are you gonna be out back in the street again, or what's gonna happen? So that's the
Yeah.
backstage stuff. Have any comments on the backstage stuff, Watkins?
I mean, the setup was there. I had mentioned earlier tonight that, when we had the first backstage segment with the Judgment Day, I mean, they didn't even have to say anything.
Nope.
The first thing that popped into my mind, like, oh, okay, so Judgment Day are going to be done tonight. And lo and behold, Judgment Day are done after tonight, or at least like kicking Rhea and Damian out of this. Because I could still see, like, again, I could see Finn going on with the Judgment Day in this iteration, taking Carlito and what's his name? JD McDonagh with them.
Yeah.
And of course, they could tie in with Liv and Dom as well, but like I really don't know. But again, like I don't think Finn even tried to look for Dom, so they're probably all still in cahoots as well with each other. Um But yeah, I mean, like throughout the match and all that, they're hitting each other hard and bleeding all this, and that's when Finn comes out. He's basically the person that's gonna be running the Judgment Day again, but like he's out there to support Priest, and I love this added bit of storytelling too, because like I know my biggest criticism with like Damian Priest lately in like the past like few months with him with the title has been like, okay, I get you're wanting to try to do your own thing and prove your own ways and all that, but like you also have some friends that kind of need your help every now and then, and you're just abandoning them. You're saying, "Oh, I'm going to focus on myself." Actually, it's just like,
Well,
well,
I would say
you
this
should kind of have some help,
when
but I get it because of the whole babyface thing.
when it comes to the character of Damian, I get it where he's coming from because he's the leader. He
Yeah.
feels like he has came from nothing. I haven't finished his documentary of him where he grew up in
Hmm.
the Bronx and everything like that. I've only seen
Yeah.
a quarter of it. But for anybody that has had a hard struggle, when you're independent, you can still be codependent to your group. But once you got to do your own thing, you're independent on your own. You still don't want no help, even if you
Hmm.
have the access to the help. And that's what
Yeah.
the character of Damian Priest is. That he was the leader. He finally got the belt that he wanted. He finally got the belt that he deserved. He finally got the belt that he's been chasing for to become the main eventer, to become the person that's supposed to represent the company of Raw. But guess what? He lost that. He felt that he didn't need it with the help from his team or his
Hmm.
codependent club. He was like, you know what? When I step out, I'm gonna still do my own thing. I don't need you guys,
Yeah.
even though it's a smart decision that I should work with you guys, my team. I'm gonna still decide to be independent once I get in the ring. Once I go outside, my entrance music of "Arise, the champion." Nobody writes for him no more because
Rise.
everyone was in the Judgment Day, seeing his downfall, and that's what Finn was waiting for. My boy was on
Yeah.
demon time, and that's pure
Oh yeah,
intention.
and like I love I love how too it's just like at first it's like, oh, the power of friendship is gonna win the day and Damien's gonna get all the energy and pumped up parts that he need, because like that's the thing, it's like Finn got knocked down by Gunther once, and like Damien saw that, he got mad because again it's his boy, it's Finn, but like after he hit that South of Heaven and it was when he rolled Gunther closer to the ropes, because like
Yes,
I
yes,
think I think at
yes.
first, yeah, see everybody, Vash knows what I'm talking about, but it's like, okay, at first I thought he was like, rolling him closer to Damian Priest and all that for the pin. Like I thought, okay, that would make sense because
But
hey,
the
you want to try
opposite.
to pin him.
You didn't
Yeah,
roll
he
him
he
to
rolled him
you. You rolled him
closer
to
to
the
the
rope.
ropes.
And I'm like, boy, what the
Like
fuck
what?
you doing? That's a setup. Once I saw him the rope, I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
he's gonna get him his leg to the rope. And once it was 1, 2, rope went on, and 3, I'm like, fuck it, raggedy bitch. Why did you do that? When I saw Damien roll him, I thought he was rolling him towards him. Not
Yeah.
because when Gunther fell, he slanted himself on the side. So I'm like, smart. Okay. So then Damien had to work him
Hmm.
to get him flat. But then instead of getting him reverse, which was the smart way, get him towards you, you put him towards the opposite towards the rope. So then you are flat and Gunther's flat. But then now you have
Hmm.
Finn to betray you. And I love it. Like I said it earlier, I love how he was confused. Like, wait a minute, how did his leg get up there? My man is like
Yeah.
looking up. He's like, okay, okay,
But like
replay.
not only
Okay, that
that,
happened. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing that? I love how he just like watched the replay, understood it, and then reacted. He's like, bitch. And the way for
nah,
nobody,
like
when Gunther put this man to sleep the first time, and then Damien was looking at Finn, you saw the rage and anger that was going through Damien's eyes, the way he came out of that sleeper hold, and then went to grab Finn by the hand and choke him like, ah. He was angry. He didn't give a fuck about the belt afterwards. He just wanted
oh
you gone. he wanted to choke slam Finn in a heartbeat. How did you feel about that moment, Watkins? Once he came out of that sleeper
Oh,
hold
dude.
and literally saw, fuck
No,
Gunther, I'm gonna get Finn. He went
we got
straight for the
no,
neck.
we got layers for this shit. Okay, hold on, because we got layers. We got layers that start with this power of friendship thing. So okay, hold on. Let's break all this down, everybody.
Talk to
Let's
me.
let's
Talk
talk
to me.
let's talk about this shit. Okay, hold on. I'm getting in serious mode right now with this. Okay,
I could tell.
so first of all, we have Damian Priest getting his power of friendship, power boost and all that. A couple big moves here and there, south of heaven, rolling up Gunther for the pin. But oh no, Finn gets Gunther's leg up, and the body language that Finn has here was immaculate. Like I'm pretty sure I've gone on record on this very show, being like Finn has conqueror's hockey. He has that thing that the kids like to call right now known as aura. He has that. He hasn't been able to really showcase that because he's been playing second fiddle to Damian Priest. It's like it's literally if you made Killer from One Piece, if you made him the captain of the Kid Pirates, because it's like Captain Kidd, he's the one that has the Conqueror's Hawk. He's the one that wants to be the king of the pirates. But then all of a sudden, Killer comes around and it's just like, oh, I'm actually better. The fans love me more. I'm going to become king of the pirates. I have a better standing now that I've been like elevated to another level. And then Kid could possibly be like, oh, this motherfucker, how dare he, try to reach my level? How dare you? And just, does whatever he does. But like the body language Fid had, just like after he put that leg of Gunther, knowing exactly what he did, but just like his face, because he
He
has like
turned
this
back.
smirk.
Yeah, that smirk. I
Yeah,
felt like
he had the
um
smirk, but then like the pissed off face when he turned around, like, nah, man, I fucked
or
you up. But like,
chat
but
may
like,
hate me
it's
or you may hate me for this reference I'm about to make. He remind
mm,
me of Shao Tucker smiling, knowing that the evil that he did to Nina and the dog, smiling to Edward, knowing what he did. This is what Finn reminded me of. The smile that Shao Tucker did in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Knowing like, ah, and just giving a
chat,
smile and the glasses turn white. This is what Finn gave me.
chat.
Like him knowing what he did. Like, fuck you, Finn. You know what you did and you're giving that bitch ass smile smirk? No.
Chat. The fact that this man made me turn around just to pet my own dog by mentioning Shao Tucker, how dare he? How dare he mention that bastard in
Exactly.
here?
Exactly.
Don't
That's what I
even,
said.
don't even compare. Don't even compare. You're lucky I can't get loud right now because there are
Same.
children sleeping in this house.
Same. That's
But
why I'm not trying to speak
how
as low as I
dare
can
you?
because my wife is sleeping already. So either way,
How
it's like this man Finn was on demon time. He said, "I'm gonna put the leg up
yeah.
and turn around and smile like with the most bitches evil villain smile on the world right now, and just look and stay turned until I know that you're looking behind me." Like Finn was
Mm-hmm.
like the timing was immaculate. The timing was brilliant. And also, if anybody did not also check out the pre-show, Jackie also spoke about aura. She even mentioned that during the
Oh
pre-show,
yeah.
which it threw me off. I'm like, yo, is Jackie watching our show, or she's has to
Oh,
be
they know.
online, or she has to be online to know that people are talking about these characters, these wrestlers having aura. It means something. So for Finn to finally bring the demon out of him from what it was. But I also want to bring a little facts, analytics that people wasn't aware of. The last time that Finn was going for the world title versus Seth was at 1 year ago at Money in the Bank. And guess what? Now,
Mm-hmm.
a year later, Finn is the one costing Damian for the title against Gunther because Damian had the had the briefcase and he
Mm-hmm.
went out during Finn's match against Seth. So that's when he was watching and ready. Finn got distracted and lost to Seth. So now it's vice versa. Beautiful long
Yeah.
term story booking.
Exactly. And like that's part of these layers that we're peeling away from right now, because it's like when Finn turned around with that shit-eating grin and that like pissed off face, like you could tell, because like Finn's kind of a petty guy. Like
Oh, he
last
is.
year at
I can tell
SummerSlam,
he's petty.
he had like the paint on his shoulder, of like the injured shoulder that he got when Seth Rollins injured him for the Universal title. So it's like, that man's petty. He doesn't forget, you know, and he remembers how Damian Priest, I want to say he screwed him out of it twice, because
I
the
believe it
one
was
time,
2 or 3 times.
yeah, yeah. So it's just like, Finn didn't forget about that. He doesn't want to play second fiddle to you. He wants to be at the top, which I don't blame him. In my eyes, Finn should be at the top, but
And like
that's neither here
anybody,
nor there. That's not the conversation right now. But yeah.
and for anybody in Finn position, you losing the Universal title, a title that got introduced and then got became the winner, and then you got told that you have to relinquish it after 24 hours,
Hmm.
that fucks you up in the head. No matter if it's story or not,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if it's health related, you was like on the top. You was on top of the mountain. You was on the mountain. You was on Mount Everest. You was the
Hmm.
fucking guy, and being told that you have to retire. You know, not retire, permanently, but retire for a bit, heal your arm, take a break, come back, and then you're in a groove. You're the tag team undisputed champion, and then now you're the tag title of the Monday Night Raw, but you're not the guy with the main title now. So I really love that. I'm sad that Damian lost in this altercation interaction of the
Hmm.
feud, because it would have been more interesting that we had Damian win, where it could have built up the story of Damian with Finn for the title. But like
Hmm.
Whawkins mentioned earlier, that we could still have next month at the POE of Liv and Finn versus Rhea and Damian as a match of a mixed match, so that could also help them still build up their feud, just like
Yeah.
Drew and CM Punk has been building up their feud over the past couple months, even without a title on the line. So this helps it a lot in much layers. Still, like I said, sad, very upset that Gunther won. Not saying that he does not deserve it, but as a fan, I was not rooting for him. As a critic, I understand the booking, because the last time we had the world title on the line at the King of the Game um, opportunity, it was
Hmm.
when it was when Booker T 20 years ago, and Booker T lost. So now they had to show Nia and Gunther win their opportunity. So next year is anybody's game. Now whoever is the king and queen is a 50-50 chance now, since they just completed the checkoff of king and queen winning after king and the queen match, and they get their title. So now next year it's going to be very intriguing when it comes to booking.
Hmm. Oh yeah. And I mean, even now with like Gunther holding the world title now, it's like, okay, who's he going to be facing now? Like, who's going to be his opponents and everything? But I do love, like, I'm pretty sure I've said this too. It's just like, I love how, like, when you finally get to like the final stages of a Gunther match, he does like multiple big power moves, like in succession in a row. So like tonight, he went from the sleeper to it got broken up. He did a power bomb that went immediately back to the sleeper, and that ended up winning the match for him. So like Gunther is somebody who, like, he knows how to fight, he knows how to wear you down, and he's going to do all that no matter what, whether it's mentally, physically, mainly physically though. But I kind of feel bad too, because it's like the whole crux of of Gunther's promo works lately have been calling Damian Priest street trash, and
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna run with that on Monday, being like, "Oh well, only trash think that they can actually beat me. So like, I feel like that's maybe where we're gonna go with that. But
Well, he said
yeah,
something like that in his press conference. A couple questions people asked him.
okay,
He said something like that. The last, I believe, the one comment I remember him answering saying that he'll be bringing back the prestige to the title.
of course,
He will be taking what Seth and Damian did and bringing back the prestige of what the title is. But I know he said more, so please don't call me because I didn't fully pay attention since I was getting ready for the
Mhm.
show, guys, audience and fans. So we apologize. We could not catch or cover the press conference, very fully of anything our superstar
Yeah,
said and when. But hey, if they did say anything important, we could cover it on Monday when it comes to our Raw
yeah,
coverage for sure. But overall, good match. Again, Gunther won sadly, but very happy for him. He's well deserved. Me and my girl was not happy on our side. We wanted for Damian. We were supporting our Damian Priest to be the winner.
yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to what we have in the future coming up with this feud. But from one main event feud to our final main event feud, we have the WWE title on the line. We had Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in a Bloodline Rules match. I mean, this is probably a good match to kind of showcase Solo again, showcase how good he is. Which he is good. So I did like the start of this match. It was very reminiscent of WrestleMania, where like the first half of it was Roman, actually having a match with Cody that eventually bled into being the Bloodline Rules. Um, you know, again, solid action between the two, but like we'll just kind of cut away already to like the cameos, so to say, of the Bloodline. I mean, you had the Tongas coming out beating up Cody. You had RKO coming back, which called that. Um,
We're sad. I don't know about you, Whawkins, but I'm a bit sad about the other thing we called for last night. It was for DIY. We thought
oh
DIY would be
yeah,
appearing for the
yeah,
main event because they just lost their title. So I'm like, DIY would have been a great opportunity since we saw
yeah.
a big shout out to our boy Farrell and Arn Anderson appearing
Hmm.
in their long um walkway from the bus to the arena.
Yeah.
Even though, by the way, quick thing, Cody Rhodes mentioned he literally said the words AEW during the press conference.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Yeah,
what was that in reference to?
because the press conference person asked about Arn Anderson
Oh
representing
yeah.
being there, and then Cody Rhodes saying that well he cannot have his father here, so he wants somebody to represent his father, and he mentioned I couldn't have him in AEW, blah 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 blah. I brought Aaron Anderson here, blah blah blah. So again, I didn't finish hearing the whole full quote, but I heard AEW, so it threw me
Hmm.
off. I'm like, I wonder if Triple H or anybody of the higher ups are going to be saying like, why do you have to mention their name? Why do you have to mention the company? Now we gotta pay attention to the timeline,
Yeah.
the news outlet. They're gonna say, "Oh my God, look at this! WA mentioned AEW," but then when they do it, everyone don't bat an eye. Blah blah. I'm like, guys, don't read
Yeah.
into it. He just asks a simple question, and he just answer about Arn Anderson. It makes sense. I was expecting once he said that he has friends in the locker room still, and I'm like, oh, are we gonna expect some different surprises or some type of legends or maybe Stone Cold who couldn't appear because maybe
Yeah.
probably some type of schedule conflict. Who knows?
Look, it wasn't in Vegas. It wasn't in
It
Nevada.
wasn't,
And
but
so, yeah.
RKO come out and I'm like Watkins said, we
Go.
called it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as surprised because when Arn Anderson said like, "Yo, I spoke to some people for you," I'm like, but these are people that already works for Cody. Like,
Yeah.
these are people that already helps him. Like, what's so surprised about this? Like, I didn't expect anything about it. Like, okay, I was, I,
Well,
I,
like,
I would have been more shocked and happy if DIY came out. I was like, oh, they actually came out.
well,
This is
I'm
a random thing
wondering,
that we made.
yeah, like I'm wondering with like the Arn Anderson thing, if that was kind of foreshadowing, okay, here's some people that's going to be coming into the company to help Cody, or will help Cody for a little bit going into it. I mean, the first person that comes to mind is Ricky Starks. I mean, I think he's kind of ready to move on with things, and I think he would be a great addition to like NXT or something. But I'm
Look,
surprised Arn Anderson didn't try to pull out his Glock either, because I mean, with his with the words he said to Cody before they all left AEW, it's just like, look, man, I'll pull a Glock on somebody and shoot him in the face. Blah, blah, blah. I'm surprised he didn't bring one here to kind of help Cody in a Bloodline Rules match, but
that,
I don't know. I don't
well,
know. That's just fun little story thing
it was
right there.
interesting that, like you brought up, we got the Tongas, which, by the way, I'm very happy to see the Tongas and their tag teamwork.
Mhm.
They did a beautiful teamwork on Cody. Again, sad that my
Oh yeah.
champion got hit, got thrown down, but it was dope to see the Tongas actually use their teamwork dynamic that they already have and has been established.
Hmm.
Jacob Fatu came out. We already knew this man athleticism is beyond the walls, beyond crazy. This man knows what he's doing. Is brilliant. It's fantastic. I'm purely shocked and awe of how amazing and well done it is. But what I'm
Hmm.
really shocked about is that we did not see Zilla, and he's over there. He was over there. He was caught with another content
Hmm.
creator. It was Santi, another content
Yeah.
creator. I think is Santi Zap. He took a picture
Yeah.
with him
Well,
with
like,
Zilla Fatu, and I'm like, oh, okay, he might appear tonight, and he didn't. And I'm
well,
like,
like on his
okay,
Instagram, he had like he showed that he was in Cleveland. Like he was just like, oh, here's the airport of Cleveland. Like he had like I think it was like the location tag or
yeah.
whatever from Instagram.
And then it showed that he was in the same hotel like every other content creator is
Yeah.
in. Like he was here with Zilla, he was with Wheezy Blonde, another content creator.
Hmm.
So it was really cool to see these interactions with people. But then I'm like, wait, if Zilla doesn't show up, like I was not saying undervalue or underwhelmed when it comes to the surprises. Like overall, we're gonna we're gonna briefly talk about it at the end of the show. The overall thoughts. But the cameos,
Hmm.
surprises of the segment is like, okay, is the people already know the Tongas,
Yeah.
Fatu, the ones that everyone knew who came back, the OTC, the original tribal chief
Yeah.
Roman Reigns finally came out. This man was looking like Papi Chula. He was there walking with the Riz, like the Millennials say, or the aura. He was walking out like he was drizzling with Riz. It was beautiful.
I'm just hoping that Jacob Fatu's okay, because
Yes.
apparently, when he put Cody through the table after the splash and all that, he couldn't get up and all that. So I'm assuming he was actually supposed to be taken out by Roman, you know. So they might have caught an audible on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because
It's
like
hard to
solo, because like
tell
solo,
because I felt like he
because
was
like.
selling it well, so I couldn't tell if it was actually
Mhm.
something that he was in pain that he
Well,
pulled
no,
a
he was
muscle.
so he was brought back to the back by people. Like there was footage of like
The
him being
refs,
helped to the back.
yeah,
Yeah,
but the refs were helping. So no, but I'm saying like during the
yeah,
show, it felt like it was like story wise, not really like actual in pain kayfabe. So for him to actually show in a camera later that we saw by being thrown by the ref, I agree by Whawkins' sentiment. Much
mm,
blessings and recover to Jacob Fatu. Hopefully is like a minor injury and nothing crazy that he has to be
yeah,
taken out for. Like he was only been here for already for 2 months on screen, and hopefully he doesn't get probably taken out or any surgery needed, because hopefully it's a minor injury
yeah,
where it's nothing crazy, because the way the spots he did, for anybody that doesn't remember, he did a spot against Cody on top of a table to smash it from the top rope on the corner, and that was a beautiful spot. But he probably landed too far or on the edge of the table, and it just hit the wrong part of the bone or
yeah.
the muscle. So hopefully it's a minor injury.
So I yeah, because like I think the end of the match was supposed to be more of like just a little bit more of a beat down towards Cody with Roman with the save, because like when Roman came out, it just kind of it was an odd timing for it, because it's like both Solo and Cody were down. And then he comes out. It's just like, okay, well, why is he coming out now when like neither side is really up? And I mean, he still went after Solo, which yes, hell yeah, get that Superman punch, get that spear in there, and like he doesn't forget about Cody either. Like that's why like this match I think also set that seed, that it planted that seed for that moment, that third match that we'll get of Cody versus Roman, where it's going to be like the final confrontation, the final like the rubber match, if you will. Because like again, you know, Cody has a win over Roman, Roman has a win over Cody, so like we need to have one more to like
And
finally find out who the best one is. And it's like with the way the story's going, it's like okay, we can finally have that one-on-one match with like no interference, and it could be like I could see it being like Roman's um with lack of a better word, or like a less cringy word, I guess, his masterpiece of a match. Like because that's one where like he can show off a bit, he can almost kind of go out on this match, you know.
I also noticed
And I
something.
mean, I could. Hmm.
We're seeing Friday. It might be announced that Roman Reigns will be back this Friday on
Hmm.
SmackDown. We might also see Paul Heyman come back as well. Might see.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
But
So
like, kind of, kind of, kind of back with like the Jacob Fatu injury part.
yes,
The only thing about that with like with you thinking, oh, he might be selling and all that stuff. It's like they didn't show him after all of that. So like they deliberately didn't cut back to Jacob Fatu. And usually when they do that, it's usually when they're checking on the superstar and making sure that they're fine. And that's usually around the time when it's a legit injury.
yeah.
And I'm also going to throw this out there too. There's been another, you know, bloodline member in the background, like not like literally in the background, but like just it's ready to come out and be part of the bloodline. There's always Tala Tonga. And so if Jacob has to be out for a bit, bring in the new guy, you know, and oh, like that's another thing you can tie in as well to the story because it's like if Jacob has to take time off and he's basically replaced, well, guess who can replace Solo in the OG Bloodline lineup? The man who's outshining him right now,
Yep. Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. Because there's a built-in story with it, but
Because Jacob
that's
Fatu
all
in
just
this match,
speculation and all
the
that.
way when Solo dropped and when he was staying down, the way Jacob Fatu was taking down Cody and literally doing flips, jumps, and taking him down
Hmm.
to the table. And I'm like, why is it that I'm hooked in? Chad, you need to understand.
Yeah.
I'm hooked in to the screen, seeing Jacob Fatu do flip to flip, dance to the table, with Cody showing our champion with a super kick outside of the ring, in front of the commentary table. All these things where Solo couldn't do half of that. Again, Solo did a great performance for his first time on a one-on-one match against a champion. Because the last time we saw him on a SummerSlam, it was with it was Jimmy and Jay versus Solo and Roman Reigns last year during SummerSlam.
No, SummerSlam last year was the that was the tribal combat
On the Tribal
match
Comeback.
with Jay.
But
Yeah,
didn't they have a 2-on-2 or was that Money in the
they
Bank?
did. That was that. Yeah, that was Money in the
Okay,
Bank
that's Money in the Bank.
that
But
you're thinking about. Yeah,
last year's summer it happened overall. So it
yeah.
was great to see Solo change in his growth as a character from year now.
Hmm.
Um, I'm satisfied with the Bloodline rules. Am I disappointed comparing from this one to the one in WrestleMania? The one in WrestleMania has like more hype moments. You have John Cena, you have Jay
Hmm.
coming out taking Jimmy, you have the moments of John Cena taking out Solo and the Undertaker taking out The Rock. So all those moments, it just builds up. With those Bloodline rules, like Cody said during the press conference, this is more in his favor. He chose the right
Hmm.
rules because it helps him out too. Anything goes, and
Yeah.
I love it when he does the crossroads, the eye lock towards Roman Reigns, and this man, he
Hmm.
knows how to have that smirk. He knows how to do the upper lip up. He's ready to have the conversation. Like, yo, round three. But right now, you're not my issue. I need to take out. I need to take down this wannabe.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, well, especially with Cody's stuff. I mean, he can't really drop the title now, especially to somebody like Solo. Like, again, nothing too
How fucking
much
bad,
against Solo, but it's just like it's not time for you yet, buddy. It's not.
bro.
But even though he had a great showing tonight, you know.
What did you think of the frog splash? Sorry, not the frog splash. Their version, the also splash from Solo.
Oh, the Uso splash. I thought that was gonna be the moment where like Jay came out and Jimmy and all that. Um, but like I'm glad we just kind of stuck with Roman coming out, but
Yeah,
I do want to backtrack just really quickly
yeah,
because like you had mentioned, you were comparing this to like the WrestleMania Bloodline rules match. And it's like the thing that match had was everything else that came before it. It was all about like the whole finish the story kind of thing, but like it also had the ties to like the year before with Cody getting screwed out of the title. Like the WrestleMania match had so much going into it and so many things that just needed to happen and quote unquote end that this one felt more like Solo trying to show that he's better than Roman. It's more of some it's like when a kid is just like, "Oh, watch me drive stick better than dad." And it's just like, "Well, you could try, but you can't because you can't because you're like 12 years old and you don't have a driver's license right now. Like you just can't do that. You're not as good as your like 40-year-old dad who's been driving stick and tractors for like 20-40 years of his life. Like he knows his shit. You don't. And that's the thing with Roman. That's why he came out and came back during this time. It's like you're being a wannabe. You're being, what was it, like a Temu? What was it? Temu bloodline? Was that
correct.
it?
A Temu
With the
bloodline.
signs? Yeah. Like you're being Temu bloodline here, and like that's just, we can't be having that.
Nope, we
You're
can't.
you're lame. You're lame, buddy. Even like, I don't know if you saw this either. There was a video of Solo like going back last night after they won the tag titles, and like he was kind of quoting one of Roman's like promos towards the camera and all that. And there it was like a side by side video of the two promos, and you just kind of see how much Solo is trying to act like Roman, but trying to show that he's better than it. And it's like, you're not, dude. You're just the little bro. You're the little brother who's trying to act like the big brother, and it's not working for you, is it, buddy? Is it? Like, don't get me wrong. Again, I've said it before. Solo's getting better at this role. He's improving and all that, but it's just like in the kayfabe, in the story, you're not the tribal chief at all. No matter who says what, you are not the tribal chief. Oh man, but
I want to
this
say
match
this.
was still fun.
This
Yeah.
will prove or break with Solo.
Mm,
Because the question is with Roman Reigns, will this be the chance that once we get the opportunity of Solo versus Roman, will Roman help Solo in the first match and put him over? Because right now, if we get Solo versus Roman this coming Friday
hmm
in a mic talk promo of current wannabe the Tamil bloodline wannabe tribal chief with OTC, how would it go? Can Solo stand toe to toe, 10 toes straight, look forward in the eye with your
hmm
OTC? Can he stand in the ring with that? That's the thing, is what we need to keep on the eye for to see if he can actually hold his own foot.
Yeah. And yeah, again, we'll just have to wait and see with all that. And wait and see, we damn well will do. But that's basically SummerSlam. I mean, a lot of people again are saying that, oh, this is the best SummerSlam ever, blah blah blah. But like, I'm not gonna go that far because it was really good, but I mean, just kind of talking through everything, like I don't know, it was still good. If I desperately had to give it a rating, like out of 10 or 5 or whatever, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 or something. Like it was still really good, but like it wasn't that 10 out of 10, and I think that's just comes with maybe just a couple of the nitpicks I have, mainly from like Sami Zayn's match being very short. Uh, Maybe some of the ways that they went into booking with all this, especially with like Punk's match and like with Damian's match and all that. But like overall, this was a fantastic show though. Like I was thoroughly sports entertained, and it sounds like the rest of the internet was. But Vash, what about you? How'd you feel about SummerSlam tonight?
I can't wait for Monday for Liv and for Dominic to have their version of this.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah.
be
No,
fun.
I can't wait. Should
But
be great.
for SummerSlam, if you ask me a 10 rating, look, chat, I'm gonna give you a 9 out of 10 for 10 rating for SummerSlam. This
Mm,
one hit. This one was a bit emotional for me because it was my first SummerSlam coverage for 2024 for Weebs of the Ring. It was my first SummerSlam experience with Wifey, and it was my first SummerSlam, like, actually be cut up story wise, be entertained, seeing how everything's going week to week, and everything was hitting. 6 out of the 7 matches was great. The 7th one was the Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. 10 minutes was fine. It wasn't even 10. It was less than 10. The whole 10 minute was with the music, entrance, and Braun Breaker and everything. That was included 10. So the match itself was 8 minutes. The match could have gone back for a full 15 minutes. I would have been more satisfied. An extra 7 minutes to have them cook, it would have been more entertaining. I love this match of Drew and CM Punk. That was one of my favorite matches of the night. LA Knight deserved his win. Congrats to Nia Jax. Congrats to Liv Morgan. Fuck you, Dominic. You're a dirty Dom. You're a dirty. Nope. I'm gonna hold my train of thought where I was going with that. And let's just say, Cody Rhodes, glad to see you win. But let's see where it goes now with Roman Reigns and of him coming back and what is it going to lead up to. And once I knew RKO was going to be taking the Tongas outside of the arena, I'm like, where the fuck y'all going? We still got one more. We still got one more. Why the fuck are you
yeah.
going? We still got Jacob Fatu. What you guys doing? But nope. It was all organized at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I was entertained as a fan and as a critic. Fuck you, Gunther. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to win. Much love and respect, though.
Oh, hey now, look, I love that Gunther one. It's just like a lot of people are just kind of mixed on how he won because
Exactly.
I think a lot of people would have preferred a clean win, which we can still get the rematch and get the clean win. That would be fine, but I don't know. I get that part. I get that aspect of it, but yeah, I mean, everybody, that's basically the show. So yeah, thank you, for coming out and all that stuff, but I don't know. It's 2 a.m. over here. I am like I'm
Look,
about to
chat.
pass out. I don't know about you, Vash,
Look, chat. I'm
but
gonna keep
I
it
need you. I
simple.
need you, Vash. Yes, tell them everything. Tell them where they can find us. Tell them where they can talk to us. Tell them what they can do, where it's located. I only you have the power to tell them, Vash.
If
I,
you're here for the first time, appreciate, like the video, like the stream. If you're watching us right now while we're live, like the stream. If you're watching of us of the VOD, all the chapters of every single fight, every single conversations down below. If you believe that you want to help us, tell us any clips to post online, social media, tell us. If you're new, entertained by us, subscribe to us. And if you don't like us, then get the fuck out of here respectfully. And tell us down in the comment section below that you don't like us so we can know that you don't like us. Tell us. Other than that, we'll see you on Monday where CM Punk will go fight you.
oh my gosh, yeah, he's gonna whip out that knee and hit you smack across the face with all that.
And
But
put you to sleep like
yep.
we're about to go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh, I can't wait to go to sleep. Oh my god. But yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and ignorant children of the Isles, that is it for us here at the Weebs of the Ring podcast. So Thank you, as always, for taking time out of your day to listen to us ramble and rant about SummerSlam and all that. If you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what Vash just said? We are known as AniMa Studio on all social media platforms. Just remember, that's a we with a 3. Also, use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us about anything regarding wrestling before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated, as we are nothing without you tuning in, and we love to improve ourselves. Weebs of the Ring is presented by AniMa Studio. Thanks to our production team of Vash, Whawkins, DropThisBox, Rome, and Jokester, as well as special thanks to JB and Abe. Thank you for joining us, and remember, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
All rise for Weebs of the Ring, and good night.
Rhodes.
Roll out.